You paid for my lunch out of your own tips, Daniel says. Soup and a sandwich. And when I tried to refuse, you told me everyone deserves to eat with dignity. Angela's hand goes to her mouth. Daniel looks back at Richard. That day, I was 6 months away from closing my first real deal. I was broke. I was nobody. And she treated me like I mattered. He lets that hang in the air. I made a promise to myself after that. I will never do business with anyone who forgets that the people serving your coffee are people. He picks up his coat from the back of the chair. The deal is off. Richard's mouth opens, but nothing comes out. The investors are already gathering their things. One of them won't even look at him. $3.5 billion. Gone. Not because of a failed projection, or a market downturn, or a legal complication. Because of the way one man spoke to one waitress, over one glass of water. Richard Coleman stood in that restaurant for a long time after everyone left. The spilled water was still on the table. Nobody rushed to clean it up. Daniel stopped at the door. He turned back to Angela one last time. Thank you for still being the same person. Angela's eyes were wet, but her voice was steady. I was just doing my job, sir. Daniel shook his head gently. No. Today you did a lot more than that. 1 week later, Angela was promoted to floor manager. The restaurant owner told her that Daniel Harper had called personally to recommend her. Not with money. Not with a grand gesture. Just a phone call and a sentence. She's the best person in your building. Act accordingly. Angela didn't get rich. She didn't end up on the news. She went back to work the next Monday in a slightly different uniform, greeting customers the same way she always had. Richard Coleman's deal collapse made the rounds in financial circles for months. Not because of the money comes and goes at that altitude. But because every investor who heard the story asked themselves the same quiet question. If that's how he treats a waitress when he thinks nobody important is watching, how would he treat me when the contract is signed? Nobody called him back. Here's the thing about power. Real power. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need a suit or a watch or a corner office with a view. Sometimes, it sits in the corner of a restaurant in a wrinkled jacket, drinking black coffee, remembering a bowl of soup someone bought him when he had nothing. And sometimes, it speaks 6 words that cost a man everything. I think this meeting is over.